So, hi everyone, and welcome. My name is Courtney, and I'll be your mediator today. I'd like to get started just by getting your names and how you'd like to be addressed during the mediation.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Colin, and you can call me he, him, his. Those are my pronouns.
Mhm.
I'm Jeff, and I don't have any preferred pronouns, but you can just call me Jeff.
All right, welcome everyone. And so, have you ever done mediation before?
I was in one before, a long time ago.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it on TV.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll just explain a little bit about the mediation process. So my role here as the mediator is to help facilitate your conversation today. And so what that means is that I'm here as a neutral and impartial facilitator. I don't make any decisions. I'm not like a judge or anything like that. I'm also not here to take sides. I'm not here to be an advocate or provide any type of advice to either of you. Mediation is a confidential process, so that means several things. For me, that means that I won't be talking about any of the information that you share with me in this mediation outside of here, with a handful of exceptions as outlined in our agreement to mediate form that you filled out before this. For you, that means a few things also. I'll ask that um, what happens in this mediation stays in this mediation. If this matter, I don't think this is a situation that would go to court, but if it did go to court, you wouldn't be able to offer things that were said here into evidence to prove your case there. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. And so I always like to remind parties that mediation is voluntary. So if at any point you decide that you would like to end this process, please let me know. I do know that we're recording, and I'm not sure about this Oculus, but I only see the three of us in this room right now. So it seems like it's just us. Is anybody else, listening in on your end, do you know of, or?
Not for me, no.
No?
Nope, not for me
No.
either. It's just the three of us.
Okay. All right. And I do just like to say one of the benefits of mediation compared to other processes is that you get to decide the outcome of this matter instead of leaving it up to maybe a third party or someone else to make the decision for you.
Great.
And so since this is a workplace matter, I just want to clarify. So if this is confidential, I won't be reporting out to your employer what happens here today. And that's really, something that you would decide if you want to even share anything with them.
Okay.
Okay. That sounds fair.
Okay. And so typically we start with the party who initiated the mediation. And
That
so
was Colin, I think.
is that okay.
Yeah.
So,
So I can sort of lay out what the situation is.
mhm.
Jeff and I have been working on a project together, and I'm based in Singapore, and Jeff is in the United States. And we've been partnering on this big deliverable that we have coming up at kind of the end of the month. And we had a couple meetings that were scheduled at a time that was not that convenient to me. But unfortunately I missed those meetings because they were in the middle of the night. And one I slept through my alarm, the other one I just forgot about. And Jeff notified me that he was frustrated that I missed these meetings and he wanted to proceed on the project without me. And he says he wants to now do the presentation, but I've already put a lot of work into this and I don't want to be cut out of the project. I'm sorry that I missed those meetings, but it's really hard, when all the meetings are scheduled at a time that's convenient for him and not convenient for me. So I just wanted to have this mediation to see if we can find a way to salvage our partnership and present this jointly. So that's kind of
So
why I'm, yeah.
So it sounds like what brings you to mediation is that you're really feeling hopeful that you'll be able to reestablish your work relationship. That it's been frustrating for you to be working, you're in Singapore and Jeff's in the United States, and working in a different time zone has been challenging. However, you feel like you've delivered a lot of time and effort into this project, and you'd like to continue to work on it. Is that right?
That's right. I mean, I will say I do feel like a lot of the responsibility for this situation has been put on me, but because Jeff was scheduling these meetings at times that were not convenient to me, I feel like he has some ownership of the situation too, and he's not really accepted the fact that some of these problems come from the choices he's made. But I think your summary is accurate.
So it sounds like, in addition, you feel like while you've made choices, Jeff has also made choices, and you're hoping that maybe there'd be some um, mutual accountability based on this situation.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So, Jeff, could you provide a summary of your perspective? What brings you to this mediation?
Well, I think the bigger picture that Colin's not understanding is he definitely brings expertise to the project, and it's very appreciated. And his knowledge is just well above anything else that we could find anywhere. And it's not that I don't value what he's brought. It's just that this deliverable um, for our client is a U.S. based client, and for us to be able to have the meetings in conjunction with that client, it cannot be on Singapore time. We have to meet, at a time that's convenient for that client. Um, and that's just become a bit of an issue. We had the meeting scheduled. I showed up, hoping Colin would be there to make part of that presentation, and he wasn't there. So I was just sort of there. I looked foolish. I looked foolish to the client. They put a pretty big forward investment in, and I just don't want to lose the project. So I said confidentially to the client that maybe it's we can do away with Colin, and we can proceed forward.
So it sounds like you really appreciate the expertise that Colin brings to this project. But one of the challenges that you're facing right now is working with the client and meeting the client's expectations. And
Right,
so it sounds like the client is US based. And so
right,
you've been working around their time schedule and have been focused on catering to them.
right.
And so you came up with the thought that maybe you would just have all of the meetings on US time to meet their needs.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems to me that these days everything's online, and we work in a very globalized company. We have teams all over the world. I do understand the client wants to meet at times that are convenient to them, but I don't think that it's an either or. There are times that work. Maybe it's a little bit less convenient for them, but it's more doable for me because it's not 3 or 4 in the morning. I feel like I appreciate what Jeff is saying in terms of the contributions I've made to the project, but that's all the more reason why I don't want to be cut out. I don't see why I now need to be off the team. I do understand what he's saying about convenience for the client, but we've gotten to where we are together, and for me not to present this final project, that's going to be a big blow to me. And I feel like Jeff is taking a little bit of the credit for all the work that we've done together and using the needs of the client as an excuse for why I shouldn't be a part of it anymore.
So it sounds like inclusion is really important for you to be a part of this project, and that you're hoping that maybe Jeff would kind of think about some creative solutions. You had suggested one solution would be to meet halfway. So maybe not at the exact time, US time, but maybe work a few hours off of that. So it wouldn't be 3 or 4 in the morning for you. Maybe a time that was a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But the main thing is that I want to be a part of the project. I've worked hard to get to this point. I don't want to be cut out. Even if we have to do times that are inconvenient to me, I'm sorry I missed those prior meetings. I'll work harder to try and make the future ones. But I just don't want to I don't want to exit the project at this point. It's very important to me to be on that final presentation with Jeff.
So you're
I understand that completely, and I don't want to have to cut Colin out of the project. I don't think I can really. He brings so much, but um, the assurances to the client are really the important part, because it will all be for naught if we can't deliver. And it's very important to me that Colin stay involved. I'll just say it. I don't want to get rid of you. I want you to stay with the project. I was just put in a bad spot, and I had to essentially save face.
Absolutely.
And tell these folks what I thought they wanted to hear. And that might have been rash on my part. I think there's ways that we can go about this. I have another call with them, and I can just explain there were some things going on. That's not how we normally operate, and that we can maybe move forward, and that you are so integral to the project, and they realize that too. So I don't think they want to lose you as well. It's just they can't. We can't do that again. That's just really the end of it.
And I do want to say that it was my fault that I missed those meetings, and I put Jeff into a tough spot. So I want to acknowledge that was a difficult situation, and you're right that the satisfaction of the client has to be number one. So that was a miss on my side, and I want to apologize for that.
Thank you. I mean, I know, and I don't want our relationship to be damaged over this, even though it's a big project and it's going to set the both of us up for a long, long time. And it's that important. And it is half your baby. And I'm not in a position to move forward on my own. But I do need it to go forward because it represents a substantial part of what we have here.
Yeah.
So Jeff, it sounds like you really want to make sure that Colin is included in this project, and you're trying to think about ways in which that could happen. You had mentioned that you were thinking about contacting the client. Could you maybe talk a little more about that possible solution?
Like I said, we have another call scheduled, and I think what I can do, if you can give me some things to work with that I can explain and just say, hey, look, here's what really happened.
Sure.
Because we were just sort of left out there. Yeah, I got upset. I was a little rash. I shouldn't have sent that email. I never should have said those things that I said there.
Right.
And I didn't mean them. It was just what happened at the time. And I'm sorry for that.
Well, I appreciate that, Jeff. I did feel a little cut out, but I appreciate what you're saying now, and I absolutely understand your perspective on this. So I think I was worried that I was going to get cut out, and it sounds like that's not really what you're thinking about. We just need to figure out a way to sort of get things back on track, and I'm feeling confident.
I need your help to help me figure out what to say, basically.
Sure. So I guess I guess I would like to join that next call, and I promise you I will be there no matter what time it is. Let's work together to make sure we've got the briefing document ready before then, and I'll brief you on it to make sure that you know exactly what we're going to be sharing with them, so that you're not left in the lurch. But I will be there, and we can do this together, and hopefully we can get things back on track.
Perfect. I can send that actually right to your inbox.
Great.
So it sounds like you're in agreement that, Colin, you'll be joining the next call with Jeff, and you'll be talking with the client, and you'll work towards getting this project going, moving forward, and continuing to collaborate together.
That's my hope, and right now I actually feel hopeful. I feel a lot better than I have over the past few days.
I do too.
And it's really going to make this a lot easier. So
great. I think we're on the same page. So thank you for helping, Courtney. This was really great.
Is there anything that you'd like for me to write up, or do you think this is something that could just be a verbal agreement between you both?
I think it was very helpful to speak with you and to be able to get this on the table. But given the nature of our relationship, I think we can take it from here.
Okay.
I feel the same way. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So thank you both for participating. I know that these conversations aren't always easy, but you both put your best foot forward, and I wish you good luck as you move forward with your working relationship.
Great. Thank you, Courtney.
Yeah.